Good evening, and welcome back to Bedtime Storyteller. Tonight, we leave the busy world behind for a little while. The noise of the day, the endless tasks, the thoughts still moving quickly through the mind. They can all soften now. This moment is only for rest. Wherever you are right now, perhaps curled beneath warm blankets or resting quietly in a dimly lit room, allow yourself to settle. Take a slow breath in and gently let it go. Again, breathing in calm and breathing out the day. Feel your shoulders loosen. Let the muscles of your face soften. Let your thoughts slow like clouds drifting across a quiet sky. Tonight's story will take us to the edge of the sea, to a lonely cliff where waves meet stone, and where a lighthouse stands tall against wind and salt air. There, a quiet lighthouse keeper watches over the night. His work is simple, his world is slow, and his days are shaped by tides, lantern light, and the steady rhythm of the ocean. As the story unfolds, you may imagine the sounds of distant waves, the cry of seabirds gliding above the water, and the warm glow of a lantern shining safely across the dark sea. There is no hurry here, no danger, only the peaceful rhythm of the coast, and a story meant to guide you gently towards sleep. So settle deeper into your pillow. Allow your breathing to grow slower, and let us begin. Far from busy harbors and crowded ports, there stood a lighthouse on Greyhaven Cliff. It rose tall above the sea like a quiet guardian. White stone walls spiraled toward a glass lantern room where the great light lived. Below, waves rolled endlessly against dark rocks, sending white foam swirling into the wind. The lighthouse had stood there for generations, through storms and fog, through moonlit nights and calm summer evenings. Its light never failed, and for the past 20 years, that light had been tended by a gentle man named Thomas Hale. Thomas was the lighthouse keeper. He lived alone in a small cottage beside the tower. But he never felt lonely, because the sea was always there. Thomas woke before sunrise each day. The sky would still be deep blue, with only the faintest silver glow on the horizon. His first task was always the same. He climbed the winding stone staircase inside the lighthouse tower, step by step. The spiral staircase curved upward, like the inside of a seashell. At the top waited the lantern room, a glass chamber filled with the soft scent of oil and warm brass. Thomas carefully cleaned the great glass lens each morning. It was a remarkable piece of craftsmanship. The Fresnel lens, made of countless shining prisms, could send light miles across the ocean. Ships depended on it, so Thomas polished it slowly, carefully, lovingly. When sunlight finally rose across the sea, It painted the water with gold, and Thomas would pause at the window, watching, listening, breathing the salt air. Life at Greyhaven moved gently. Thomas tended a small garden beside the cottage. There grew lavender, wild thyme, and sturdy coastal herbs that thrived in salty wind. He brewed tea from them each afternoon. Sometimes fishermen passed far below on the water. They would tip their caps toward the lighthouse. They knew the keeper's light had guided them safely home many nights. Thomas always waved in return. Though they were distant, he felt connected to them. Everyone who traveled the sea shared a quiet understanding. The ocean was beautiful, but it demanded respect. Not all of Thomas's company came by boat. Seabirds visited often. White gulls glided past the tower windows. A family of puffins nested among the cliff rocks below. And once, each autumn, a grey seal would appear near the shoreline. Thomas named her Marina. She would rest on a flat rock as waves rolled gently around her. Thomas would sit on the cliff path nearby. Neither spoke, but both enjoyed the quiet company. As evening approached, Thomas began his most important task, lighting the beacon. The lantern room grew warm as the lamp was lit. The great lens slowly turned, and then a brilliant beam stretched across the sea. Round and round it swept, a silent promise to every ship. The shore is here. You are safe. Night fell. Stars appeared above the water. The lighthouse beam moved steadily through the darkness. Thomas often sat beside the window during these hours, listening to waves, watching distant ship lights, drinking warm tea. It was peaceful work. One evening, clouds gathered on the horizon, dark and heavy. The wind rose slowly. Thomas knew the signs. A storm was coming, but the lighthouse had weathered hundreds before. Still, he checked everything carefully. The lamp, the lens, the shutters. Soon rain began tapping against the glass. Wind howled across the cliff. Waves crashed below like thunder. But inside the lantern room, the light remained steady. Round and round it turned, cutting through fog and rain, guiding unseen ships through the storm. Thomas sat quietly beside it, a calm presence in a wild night. By dawn, the storm had passed. Clouds drifted apart. The sea returned to a slow rolling rhythm. Sunlight touched the lighthouse tower. Thomas stepped outside with a mug of tea. The air smelled fresh and clean. In the distance, a ship sailed safely away from the coast. Its crew raised a small flag in thanks. Thomas smiled softly. Then he returned to his simple routines, because another night would come and the lighthouse would shine again. And now, the The lighthouse stands quietly against the morning sky, its lantern dark for the moment. The sea calm and endless. Imagine yourself standing beside the tower. The wind is soft, the air cool and peaceful. Waves move slowly along the shore. Nothing rushes here. Nothing demands your attention. Only quiet. Only rest. Let your breathing slow, just like the steady rhythm of the ocean. In and out. Your thoughts can drift like small boats on calm water. Your body can grow heavy and warm. And like the lighthouse keeper, you may now rest peacefully through the night. From Bedtime Storyteller, thank you for listening. May your sleep be deep, your dreams gentle, and your night calm. Good night.